it is time to continue to work on this computer server and get a little bit more detail in here. All right, so let's do this. Let's select all of these edges like that. Control D, pull. And I think I'm just going to do that. All right, I'm going to come up to the top now. And let's grab this stuff here. And we can delete those faces. And then select this edge here, E and S. Just a little bit. Let's try extruding that up. Just to put a top on it, maybe a bit more. We'll see how that goes down there. Now let's also bevel this edge here. We'll just do it like that. We'll do the same at the bottom. Pull it down a bit, E and S. Doesn't have to be the same as the top. Just going to do that for now. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here and let's go in here. Grab some of this stuff here. Let's Shift D and duplicate that out, and P to break it out. Come back in and delete these edge loops. And put some more in, like that, maybe one here. And then I'm going to delete all these modifiers. Turn that off. And let's try a wireframe modifier. Pull it down to about maybe, let's try that, a little bit thinner than that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's pull it in and see how it's looking. Just to have something like that there. Let's go in and Shift D, duplicate it down. Just to give a little bit more interest, texture. It's not overly visible, but we'll go with something like that. Now, we're going to come over here and I'm going to hide that. I'm going to hide that for the moment. And I'm going to actually delete that and come in here. And I'm going to take this edge here, Shift D, I'm going to move it along. Move to the front and just get it relatively centered. Scale that up. P to break it out. And let's take this. Focus on it, go into edit mode. For the moment, let's just turn that off. Okay. Now I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to center it again. Like that. Okay, I'm going to drop an edge loop in here and go into wireframe. And I'm going to box select those middle vertices, I have both of them, and I'm going to Shift S, cursor selected, and I'm going to bring the 3D cursor there, and then I'm going to box select all the ones above it, and then I'm going to shear those over to the side. I'm going to make a piece of sort of pipe that comes off. So I'm going to come down to shear, and I'm going to start pulling it along here. When that pops up, I'm going to change this to 1, and that's good. That's all I need. Back to here. Select these and delete those vertices. Select it all. I've got my 3D cursor right there. So now Shift D, rotate Z 180. Select it all. M, not merge at center, but merge by distance. We got rid of some, and we are good. Let's go back to median point. And actually, before we go out of there, I'll just select all of those and E to extrude, pull it up, scale it so it's straight. SZ 0, good. Go to here. Let's go back into solid view. I'll turn that back on and shade smooth. And now we put edge loops. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it down. Okay, so now we have this. Now what we're going to do is select here and E and S will come in. We'll do the same thing here. E and S will come in. And then we'll just grab both of these edges in edge selection. And Control B, pull. Then we'll put one segment in there. So it looks like it sort of attaches. And then for this thing, we'll just create something like, E and S, like I guess we come in. E will come up a bit more. E and S. And then we'll come out for a longer distance. Come back to that in a minute. Let's drop some edge loops in here. See what we're getting here. And at this end, this will be the part that attaches to the monitor. So it'll come out like this. And oops. We'll go like this, and we'll come out further. And we'll just end it like that with a couple more edge loops, and I'll show you what I'm coming up with. And that might be good enough. Maybe, however, I'll come in here, I'll throw some edge loops and do some thread. Roll back to 0, E and Alt S and push. So it looks like that. Let's save that. Now here's what I'm thinking. What I'll do is my 3D cursor is still there, so that's good. So I'm going to go back to 3D cursor. And if I rotate in the Y, I'll get this kind of thing. That's my connector there. So let's Alt H and bring that back. Let's see what I'm getting here. So let's rotate in the Y. Just see we have that kind of a thing here. We'll look from the side. Rotate the Y. I'm going to take this, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to switch back to median point, and I'm going to turn this to, let's try local, nope, normal. And I'm going to pull this up. So that's my new connector. It's not really overly visible unless you do a close-up like that. A couple of bolts there if I wanted to. We'll see. And the next thing I was thinking is this. I would come in. I'm going to go back to global. So I'm probably going to switch 3 for face select. I'm going to select that. Shift D. I'm going to pull it out. I am going to go to, I'm going to try, I guess, normal. And you can see the Y here. SY. Make a keypad off to the side. SY. Extrude and just follow the directions I got here. Sort of a rectangle like that. I'm going to come in here, press I to inset, and come in a ways. E and extrude it down a bit. So I got that so far. I'm going to come in and select these vertices. I'm changing this bevel soon. Okay, Control B and pull. And I'm going to roll my mouse up a few times. I get that. Alright, cool. I'm going to take this edge and this edge. I'm double that as well. Control B. Just watching out that I don't cross over. Let's do some shade smooth on this stuff. And I think on here I'm going to move that up. Change this to angle. So far so good. Before I move on, I'm going to do this. I'm going to select this edge again, I think. Shift D, I'll pull it out a bit. Scale in the Y. Make it smaller, and this will be a little bridge thing that connects. I think I'm going to break this out, P. Come back in, and like let's just push it there for the moment. I think I need it narrower. So I'm going to scale this into X, like that. And extrude, like this. I'm going to delete that face. And let's go to wireframe, and let's delete that face. Have a look at this. Okay, this needs, I'm going to bevel these edges here. Control B. Let's see. 1, 2, maybe. Alright, so it just connects like that, just holds it. I could do some detail on there if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to. And let's change this to arc and see if I'm happy. I think I'm happy enough with the curvature there. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create some buttons. Shift D and S. Scale in the Y. And let's break it out. Pull it out. And let's extrude backwards. Scale out a bit. And delete that face. Put an edge loop here. And make them like that. Okay. Pull that in. And just use the arrows. Control L to select all the stuff that's linked. Shift D. Shift D. I'm going to do that again. Shift D. One more time. This one could be a bit different. I think I select this. Control L, X, faces. And then I'm going to, in wireframe, I guess, looking from the front, I'm just going to box select these. And let's try local and just pull them out. It's like a spacebar type thing. And let's try, can I go back to normal? You know, if I just need to adjust it a little bit like that. And probably put bolts in there. And that's what I get. And it's being propagated along. So is that piece. Cool. Alright, so good. Now here's the next thing that I want to do. I want to think about if I like this. Come back to global. Okay, come on. Let's just focus on that stuff. Slash. I was thinking, if I take this and I Control L till I get to the outside, if I just scale that, how did it move? Pretty well. Now, I'm not happy with the bevel, so I'm going to select the outside and the inside first of all. Control V. do that. And then the inside as well. Control B. Just a little bit. That's fixing up the shading for me as well a little bit. And in fact, I will need to do this. Weighted normal. And I'll smooth, and that'll be even better. Now I'm looking at this thing. Let me do this and make sure that I get this and that piece. Focuses on that. Let's make sure we're safe. Yeah, okay, so here's what I want to do next. I want to select something sort of central, so that Shift S, cursor selected, and I'm going to bring in a circle, and I'm going to make it say 18 vertices. I'm putting a subdivision surface on this. Let's scale it down like this. Pull it out. It's just thinking about this. Pull it from the top, and let's delete those vertices, and then maybe just F to make a face, and A, select it all in F. No, not yet. F to make a face. And let's take these and brown them, bevel them. So let's Shift Control B and pull, and have, you know, like 5 points in there. So I got one in the middle there. I have that, and then let's extrude to give it some thickness. And then I'm going to do Control 2. I'm going to try 2. We'll see. Let's not freak out yet. Select this and this. Actually, first of all, I'm going to bevel. Control B, like this. It's going to be okay. And then what I was thinking is, for the top, I would maybe E and S. Will come in. Actually, I'm gonna convert that to a circle. It's gonna be all weird first, so let's do that and just position it. Get a size that I like, and then I'm gonna inset from there. And come down. I'm gonna come down some more, and then I'm gonna inset to do that. So I have a hole in this. And what I was thinking I would do is bring my 3D cursor here, like a trackball. In fact, I might take this and come out and just S, do that kind of thing. And I'm probably not even going to see that, so yeah. So, okay, I'm going to bring in a cube, scale it down, and then Control 2, we'll shade smooth, and we'll also put on cast. I'm going to go ahead and apply these. Actually, I'll apply them in a minute. I just want to put an edge loop and delete the bottom part here. We'll X those faces. Faces. That's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and apply those now. And then on this again, I'm going to go Control 1. And just scale it in a little bit smaller than the hole. And you know, I might move it down, I might move it up, I don't know. And then I was thinking I would take these and look from the side, and we'll rotate this and like put it. I think I'm going to need to take this. Not that far. Let's try our trusty local or normal, make it a bit thicker. I'll take the whole thing, and you know, as I want to do this kind of a thing. Now, I want it further in, I think. Yeah, I want it so that this is just past. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, something like this. It looks like a little trackball. Maybe you want it bigger, I don't know. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of doing for that. And And then I was thinking just off the side, I would just, just do something simple like Shift-D, scale in the Y. Scale it up. Let's break it out. Actually, maybe that might be too big, but let's see. Scale in the X so it goes past. Let's just come out this way. Okay. Alright, let me throw some edge loops in here. Then take these. Yeah, that's better. That'll be better. A little bit of that. Make sure we're going all the way around. That's fine. And then I was thinking there's one more here. And then I would take like maybe those. Let's just go out to global. I'll press I twice and just make a little space. Extrude them in a bit. Just, and then here under the bevel, and then angle, I do have an arc. I either do more work or I do less work. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just going to scale globally like that. And from the side, I'm just going to move it down like that. I was thinking of having them down here on both sides. So I'm just going to move it down and make sure I can get it on the other side. Come in here, I think, and select this and bring my 3D cursor there. And set the origin of the 3D cursor and mirror this in the Y. Okay, so let's bring it down more. Let's see if I like it. It's just something, I don't know, maybe it needs something on there. Let's look at this. Okay, we got these buttons to flip. Back to global. Now we look at, okay, so now we have to adjust the top and the bottom with respect to the floor. So let's do the bottom first. Okay, and then if I take these and just move it up. Yeah, I could probably live with something like that. Let's try the shadow. And not that one. Although that's good to check my shading. I just want to try this one here. And that's what I'm getting so far. I don't know how much it looks like a computer server, but that's what I'm getting. I feel like this thing needs something up here, and maybe I'll do that at some point. But I think for the time being, that's what I'm going for. And I think I will potentially leave it at that. And we'll come back. I'll probably do a little bit more work on the server, and then I got to move on to some other stuff. So thanks for watching.